Thank you for becoming a member below. You can either become a member on the Mothra channel or a member of the Substack. Kristen said, I once saw representatives believe in public and almost told him to F himself, like Trump, and chickened out, one of life's biggest friends. Sometimes when you're there in person, it's hard to disrupt somebody's day. Like, it's easier to think about doing it once you see somebody standing with, like, their wife. You're like, I don't want to go yell at this person, even if it's perfect. Let's continue scrolling through Twitter.
I mean, it makes sense. I always thought.
See, this is why conservatives. So, Olivia Giuliana said, Hillary Clinton wasn't mean enough. She called, hey, this is Senator John Ossoff in Georgia. Not sure if you saw, but a Republican congressman. It's all horrible. Someone said, hey, like, it's easier to think about doing it once you see somebody standing like their wife. You're like, I don't want to yell at this person.
I knew that I was going to be one of.
See, this is why conservatives. Olivia Giuliana said, Hillary Clinton wasn't mean enough. She called over. Someone said, are you mad? Big mad. I feel like she's not doing the same thing. Are you mad at him? Not really mad, but it's like kind of disappointing. Am I mad that 17 million people lose their health care? Yeah. I'm not disappointed about it. I heard you more mad. Why would I now be mad that 17 million people lost their health care? Could you imagine being chill about it? The House has passed the mega bill after it got through the Senate. Now it's on its way to cut Trump's desk. When he does, he will create some of the biggest tax rates for billionaires in history, transferring even more wealth to the wealthiest Americans. And the way they're paying for it is to cut health care for working class Americans, to cut food that would go to veterans and children in this country, to shut down rural hospitals and make an entire generation worse off. And they're managing to increase the national debt and deficit while they do it. This is the decisive once and for all answer to what the president and his party are about. You know, it was fashionable for Washington commentators for a while to say this is the new, different, populist, working class Republican Party. Now, it is the demonstrated, decisive, that that was all bullshit. That they're still all about making the wealthy even wealthier.
I wish that was representative of my life.
This is still a democracy. Even now, even with all of the damage that Donald Trump has done to our republic, there's no king in this country. Which means we, the people, will have the last word. And it is up to us, American people, to respond politically and say that it is unacceptable to harm the majority of Americans, to make the very wealthy.
They can only go by what they see. And every time somebody was like, oh my gosh, America is great. Y'all are so lucky. Y'all are so rich. I said, America might be rich, but the people's not. And every single time, like when I said, our veterans, some of our veterans are homeless. They don't get health care. And somebody said, oh, so you want people that are lazy. No, I didn't say just anybody. Our veterans, the ones that went to war, that fought for the right for you to say. And they're like, I don't see homeless people or any homeless veterans. I don't see them dying because you're choosing not to.
Are you ready for what we're about to build with Mothra Media? Have you guys heard about Mothra Media yet? What we're building?
And this is exactly what I said. I was called stupid, I was called crazy, I was told, if you don't like America, move. Okay, so,
you guys were like crying, pissing, and shitting yourself.
Like, I guess I'm going to get put out of the country because I'm choosing not to blindly believe what somebody is telling me that my life is not. I know what I'm living. I know that people are starving. Yeah, they're not like calling them in the street, but they're wanting to take away free lunch. In places where if we got to pay the rent or eat food. And sometimes we got to have a place over our head. So that means I'm going to have to cut back while having 2 jobs. So it's not like they're lazy. And the only meal that my child will have during the week is what they eat at school. But when that gets taken away, 100 kids can focus on learning. And that's what they want. Because the more young people, the more factory workers that there will be. That's why Trump said, oh, college is so overrated. Oh, you don't need to go to college. Women, you need to go and get married at 18 and start having babies. Okay. You don't want women to go to college. You want them to get married and have babies. But if that person is too poor to take care of the baby, it's like, you shouldn't have had it. Well, I had it for the simple fact that, okay, I had my child. I did what you said, yeah. But if you couldn't take care of it, you shouldn't have had it. Okay, well, my only other choice was to go to college. Oh no, you don't need to go to college. Wow. Because if I go to college and actually go in the world and see something different than what's in my backyard, I would then know that you're lying to me, and I would know that you are trying to give me the old razzle-dazzle, razzle-dazzle. I can't think for myself. If I go to college, I can't. You want me as the overall woman, you want me to go from my mother, father, whatever. You want me to go from my mother's house or my father's house into my husband's house. And you never question anything. That's what you want. I was raised very poor. I am still very poor. But it's not because I'm lazy. It's not because I want to be poor. I don't get a lot of social programs like I don't get now. That I don't get. But I still want SNAP to be around for people that do qualify. I want everybody medically to be covered. Because if we got to pull ourselves out of bootstraps, how is people going to pull themselves up from the bootstrap if they're too sick to touch their bootstraps? That's like me telling my dog, if I'm sitting here eating a steak in front of my dog, and I have not fed my dog, and I'm telling my dog, okay, well, you need to have energy and protect this house. Okay, in order for me to have energy, you're going to have to feed me. And then, when my dog is looking at me, wanting some of my steak, well, no, go get your own steak. How am I going to get my own steak when you got me chained up in the backyard? and I can only go a certain circumference around the yard. And I might can chase and get squirrel or eat nuts or whatever. And it's enough that I'm not dead, but I'm still starving and I'm still weak. And then when somebody comes to break in, you're like, attack them with what injured. Am I going to protect the house when I'm weak, I'm sick, I'm fragile? And then everybody that don't have to worry about where their next steak is coming from. It's like, such a lazy dog. Such a bad dog. Ugh, you need to get rid of it. Not knowing that if you feed me, if you take me to the vet, if you keep me healthy, I could protect the house. If you let me off my leash to go find my own food, I would be able to feed myself. But if I got to go find my own food, bring it back to the house, and you're taking half of my meals away from me, because I'm going out, I'm hunting, I'm getting my own food, and then I bring it back. And then you're like, oh, well, thank you. Thank you for half of the food. But then when I don't have enough food, when I'm sick, when I'm tired, it's like, you're lazy. You're a bad person. You're a bad dog. You're lazy. Why are you, like, if you're that hungry, go out and get your own food. I did go out and get my own food. And you took half of it. Well, you're seeking. Perfect example. Animal Farm. If y'all ever seen the movie, y'all could have read the book. Perfect example of when the pigs were in the house, looking down, thumping their nose at all the other animals. And that poor horse, that movie, and I think I've seen that movie in 1999. It was 1999. It might have been 98 or 99. I think I was in ninth grade. Because we read the book first and then seen the movie. And that perfectly explains America. Because the pigs made themselves on the totem pole, the highest person, the highest animal on the farm, and moved into the house. They started, and it was like, oh, only pigs can live in houses, pigs and hogs. Nobody else can't live in a house. Y'all gotta live outside. Oh no, only pigs and hogs can wear clothes. Nobody else can't wear clothes. That poor horse, like, it literally makes me want to tear up. He was so trusting. And I feel like in 2025, that horse right now is representing all these people that is, okay, because I might cry, but anyhow, like the younglings looking to Ellis King. and them saying, Anakin, what did we do? Not knowing that they're looking at the man in his face that is causing that horse, the younglings, the horse had no. They said that I'm going to go to the doctor, and if they're loading him up on the glucose, the younglings looking to Anakin, not knowing he's there to kill him. The way that these blind Americans, it's like, no, Trump said this. No, Trump on us. Like, y'all were stupid, y'all were crazy. No, Trump would never. Trump said, he said, no, he's a godly man. No, Trump is, he's gonna, Hannibal Lecter had that man who's looking for his brain. I know Silence of the Lamb, I know how that man tried to put his own face. These Americans that said, I'm voting for Trump because he's going to lower gas prices. He's going to lower the cost of food. He's going to give us these $5,000 checks from that Doge is going to find. Y'all are stupid. Y'all just hate Trump. And now they're like, perfect example, sorry. All these different things going in my head. When all these people, when Trump got, I'm thinking it was like January 25, it's just July 25. And these people on Twitter or on X, whatever, it was like, oh my gosh, Trump won. We did it. We did it. And then Elon and Vic got on there and said, oh yeah, I meant to tell you, Project 2025 is real. Oh, and another thing. We're not getting rid of the HB1 visa or whatever they're called. No. Of course, we're actually increasing. And they're like, wait, what? What do you mean? No, we voted to bring jobs back to the United States. And they said, yeah. And we're going to bring people over to work for them. They go, no, what are you talking about? We're supposed to get the jobs. They go, what? Are you serious? Y'all are too stupid to be in the jobs. And they're like, wait, what? What are you talking about? No, you said. And they're like, yeah, but, and then they're like, yeah, but you're not smart enough to do them jobs. And they go, well, why don't you teach us? And he goes, oh, well, if I got to teach them, it's too late. And everybody got mad at the Vic. Everybody got mad at Elon. But then Elon said, oh, that was just Vic. No, that was Trump. And then once the Vic was out of the way, then it was Elon and Trump. And then Elon started doing things, and they were like, oh my gosh, Elon did this, XYZ. Until, oh, yeah, we're going to get rid of unnecessary jobs. Like the FDA. Like the IRS. Like the post office jobs. These other jobs was like, wait, what? No, that's my job. What are you doing? Yes, unnecessary jobs. And the bad thing about it, I don't feel sorry for them. I don't. The bad thing about it is the people that listen to the Vic, the people that listen to Elon, the people that listen to Trump, knew that they was listening to somebody that can't on a bad day, not even on a bad day, understand them. The Vic never worked, and if he worked in the family business. Elon and Trump was born rich. Never having to do an honest day work in their life. But somebody that is literally standing beside you, working with you at that same job, is telling you, why are you listening to these billionaires that never had an honest day job, never had to live paycheck to paycheck? The interest off of their money is like 2 years. Like 1 day interest. 1 day interest off of their money. Either one. Pick any of the three that I just said. The Vic, Elon, or Trump. 1 day of interest. Not money that they make. Just the interest that's sitting in the bank. Is more than like 2 years of your paycheck. But they make it interest off of 1 day you can live on. At the rate that you were working for 2 years. At the minimum wage or whatever wage thing that you're working at. You can live on for 2 years. And that's 1 day. And you're choosing to listen to these 3 people, and you're like, yeah, lazy people, get all these people out of the country. Okay. So now what? What's your problem? You got out all the people that you feel like don't belong in this country. Why? That just means you, hypothetical person, is gonna have to work 3 times harder for the same paycheck. Because instead of you doing your work, You now have to do your work and 2 other people's work without a raise. And if you don't do that job, you don't get paid. If you don't get paid, you can't pay any bills. If you can't pay any bills, you will starve and you will be homeless and you will die. Because for some people, their health insurance is wrapped up in their job. They only have it because they have a job. They only can eat because they have a job. They can only pay bills because they have a job. And if you lose your job, you can't eat, you can't live, and you can't go to the doctor. Like I said, you'd rather work 3 times harder for your paycheck than to be like the people that are truly here. No criminal background, did it right, came through the point of entry, got a job, got the visa, worked their way to naturalized citizens. They did everything right. You want them to leave because they wasn't born here? Okay. Well, by that aspect, there's a lot, like, nobody will be allowed here except the true indigenous people. My family's not here by choice, technically. Let me not say that, because I don't know. I know not all black people derivative from slavery. I do believe my bloodline does. But this is literally only being passed down by word. And the last person that I can truly ask got killed last year. But congratulations. All I'm asking, just let me die painfully. Which I don't think I will. I think I'm gonna die a slow, painful death. Maybe I'll be dead by August the 17th. I think that would kill my